big round of applause.
Picture for a moment that you're driving a race car. If you need to close your eyes, you can go ahead and do so for this part. Picture driving that race car. You're cruising along, maybe 100, 120 miles an hour, just enjoying it. Exhilarating, right? Flying down the racetrack. Now imagine your body moving as the car turns. And as you're weaving in and out of the road, how your body kind of moves with the car. Now picture ahead of you, you have a wall. But in front of that wall, obviously there's a turn, because that's where the road runs. And so now you're getting closer and closer to the turn. You're ready for this turn. It's like no matter what, you know the car is built for this kind of maneuverability. Taking that turn at 75, 100, no problem. You got this. So you get closer and closer. And all of a sudden, bam, you hit an oil spot. And you lose control of the car. And now you're trying frantically to get the car back in control and make this turn. And I leave you with this question. Where do you look? Or, what does your mind think about right away? Think about that for a second. How many of you thought about the wall that you're about to hit? Yeah? Well, who focused on the negatives of what may or may not happen with the car? Exactly. I think this is such a great metaphor for life, because so often in life, we're going along on the racetrack of life. You may be focused on your dreams, your passions, your desires, what you're really on fire for, and then all of a sudden, bam, you hit that oil spot. Now this oil spot may be a physical one. Maybe you hurt yourself in playing sports, you got an injury, you can't do it anymore. Maybe it's a financial oil spot. You lost a lot of money, maybe you lost your job. Maybe it's an emotional oil spot. You lost a family member or a friend. And where does our minds go exactly? To the negatives. Straight to the negatives, not to anything else but that. You think, what if I can't get out of this financial rut? What if I can't find another job? How am I going to support my family? What am I going to do without this friend that's gone now? We've shared so much together. What am I going to do? And what if? What if? What if? If you present this scenario to any professional race car driver, and you ask them, what do you do when you hit that oil spot? You have a wall right in front of you and you're about to slam into it and crash your car. What do you do? What do you focus on? Every professional race car driver was going to tell you, well, you look at the end of the turn. You see where you want to go. You focus on the outcome and not what's directly ahead of you. You don't focus on the wall. You don't even focus on the turn. You don't even focus on the car that you're trying to readjust to get to where you're going. Yet you focus on the outcome, the end result. For me, when I set goals in my life, so often I've come very short. I'll either not reach it at all, or it'd be such a goal that I wanted to achieve so badly, and I'd fall. And when that happens to me, I just feel sad, I get depressed, and I kind of turn away from that goal. It's like, well, I couldn't get it anyway, why focus on it some more? Maybe I'll have a new interest all of a sudden. I'll be excited to do something else. Or maybe I'll pick a new goal that's so much easier to achieve, because that way I won't feel like a failure, but yet I'll feel like I have importance again because, oh, I made this goal, or I got this goal. When I started listening to a life coach, his name is Tony Robbins, many of you may have heard of him, he teaches that exact same thing. You focus on your outcomes. What do you want to achieve? And once I started doing that, instead of making all these little goals that may or may not have helped me, I started focusing on the outcome. What did I really want to get from this? And once I did that, oh my gosh, the freedom that I felt to just do, instead of all these goals where I felt like I have to do this, or I have to do that so I can reach this goal. But now no matter what I'm doing, as long as I'm going towards that outcome, then I feel so much more fulfilled, so much more alive. And it has reignited the passions that once burned in my inside. And now I can pursue those unwavering. I can pursue that without any fear of failure. For all of us in our lives, we all set goals, New Year's resolutions. But I still challenge you, focus on that outcome. Because no matter what, if we set a goal, we could achieve it, most definitely, or we could not. And then once that becomes our focus, we get confused, we kind of lose our way. But for every situation, no matter what it is that we're doing, there's always an outcome. It could be a good one, it could be a bad one, but it's there. There's always an outcome. So I ask you guys, what is your outcome for your life? What is the outcome that you want to see for your job? What about your career? Maybe it's your loved one. Maybe it's your family. What is the outcome that you want to see for your finances? There's all these areas in our lives where we just need to focus on those outcomes so we can achieve what it is that we want. When I was learning to ride a motorcycle, it was the exact same thing they taught us. When you're riding, you don't look down in front of you, where the edge of your tire, otherwise you're going to fall. And then if you're coming up to a turn, you don't focus on the turn, you look at where you want the bike to go. And oddly enough, or amazingly enough, once you do that, your body, as you're riding the bike, when you turn, your hands will turn with you, and you're going to hit that turn safely and with no problems at all. When I was learning to ride, I focused on the ground, and twice it was bam, and the other side, bam, I fell. And my lightning fast mind finally told me, they're telling you the truth, listen to them. So I started focusing on the end of my turns, and once I did, I had no more problems throughout the rest of the class. In fact, I got the best score out of the entire class when there are people that were much better at writing than I. When life gives you these unexpected oil spills, they probably come at the worst times of your life. Don't let that distract you from that outcome that you're looking to get to. And don't let it steal the passion and the desire to reach for more and strive for more in your life. Because just like that race car, as long as you continue to focus on that outcome, you're controlling that car, eventually your tires, bam, you're going to catch. And you're going to be able to make that turn safely, perfectly with no problems, and once again you'll be back on the straight and narrow.
Wayne's number 7 speech objectives are collect information about your topics,